Alrighty, make sure we're live here. Ah man, Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G.
Oh, you know, I got one of those what's the name too. Is it recording now? You can cut that part off though. But
I don't really
no,
know.
I got the shutter. You just click
Oh
it.
yeah,
Once you get back here, you just click. Yep.
yeah. Only
Yeah.
thing is, I don't. Only thing about that, I feel like I still would want to make sure that it worked. You know what I mean? Because you would go a whole 20, 30 minutes and then
Yeah.
realize it didn't
No,
hit the
because
video.
what it do is the light flashes. Like when you do it, it's almost like a flash. It lets you know it's
Oh
on.
really? Okay.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah,
Well, we on now.
we on. We on.
Um,
We
so this
on.
doesn't even really have a name. I think I'm just doing. I don't know. I've always liked having conversations with people, and I feel like the conversations that I do have, just like the ones we had before, some of Ismail and Jick left, I feel like are life giving, and I think there's not a lot of life giving conversations, maybe out in the world or accessible, maybe. So yeah, I don't really have too much of a rhyme or reason. I think maybe I did actually, because you brought it up, I do want to hear more about your time at Brothers Keepers. Like if you could talk. So number one, your name, and then like maybe who you are, what you do, something like that. I don't know, whatever you want to tell the people that might watch this someday.
Oh, well, my name is Gerald Hatten,
Hmm.
West Philadelphia, born and
Were
raised.
you really?
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, West
Where
Philadelphia,
at?
born and raised. Hobart Street.
Hobart
So
and what?
the 100 block of Hobart. So literally, I think my mother moved into the house from, I believe, the projects
Hmm.
in 1964.
Okay.
And I think 2 months after that, I was born on. I came from the hospital, of course, on the Hobart Street. Yeah.
Okay.
So I
I know.
was around the corner, right there, West
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your childhood like?
Oh. Uh, yeah. So yeah, my mom and dad tried to make it
Hmm.
when I was a baby.
Hmm.
They last through me enough to have a younger sibling. I have a sister a year and a half younger than me,
Hmm.
and shortly after that, it was over. It was just it. It was over. And my mom, single mom, my dad, and this is tough part of it because my dad lived no more than a mile and a half from me,
Hmm.
like my entire life.
Oh wow.
And I would say up to the age of, let's say the age of 40,
Okay.
I seen my dad maybe a year's worth.
Oh, wow. A year's worth.
Maybe a year's worth out of those 40 years.
Wow. Okay.
365 days. Maybe I seen my dad
Wow.
in that amount of time. My dad's idea of coming to get me and my sisters when we were younger
Hmm.
was he would pick us up and take us to our grandmother's house, and he would go off to work or do whatever he had to do.
Hmm.
Pick us back up at 4 o'clock and take us home.
Hold on. Repeat that for me one more time. You said he would do what?
He would pick us up from my mom's,
Hmm.
take us to our grandmother's, go to work, do what he had to do, and then pick us up from my grandmother's and take us back home
Oh wow. So that's the only time you saw one was basically
in the car.
got you.
The
Wow.
car ride to the what's the name. That was really it.
Jeez.
And what was funny about it was my sisters. I mean, they say girls love their dad,
Hmm.
but they're kind of smarter when it comes to you're not going to come through. They quit on
Mm.
my dad a long time ago. They was like, we're done. We're not going anymore. This, that, and the other. And I'm the son. I'm holding out.
Mm.
I need my dad. I want to play baseball. I want to play. I need somebody to show me how to pop. These
Mm.
boys are bullying me. I need some help.
You was bullied?
Oh man, I was bullied. I
Really?
was bullied. Oh man. That's why I started lifting weights. That's why I became like the strongest guy on the block.
Oh god.
That's why I became vindictive and mean. I became mean through bullying.
Wow.
I went from being bullied to being the mean guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
Yeah, because I mean, as long as I've known you, you've always been, you know, I feel like you got the swag. You know, I've always seen you as like the guy. So that's interesting that you were
No,
actually the one that was bullied.
I was bullied. Everybody, I was the kid that everybody wanted to, like, take a shot at, like, you know.
Mm,
And I was raised with two sisters, so it was like two sisters and a mom, no man in the house. That was it. I was low hanging fruit for people.
right.
So the bullies on the block, they would start a fight with me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm telling you, single moms can be cruel
Mm,
in in hopes of making you a man.
mm,
My mom can tell I came home wrong. I'm panicked. I'm running. I
mm,
get in the house. Of course, by the time you hit the door, you made it.
mm,
So I'm like, but my mom can tell.
mm,
One day the boys were bullying me,
mm,
and I ran home. I had to run the opposite way, cut through the alley,
mm,
and get home.
mm.
I get home, calm myself down, walked in the house, and my mom looks at me and says, "Go to the store and give me a loaf of bread."
Mm, mm, mm,
She was sending me back out there.
mm,
And pride,
mm,
pride said, I can't tell her.
mm,
So back out the door I went.
mm,
Because I made it home, they had started going the other way. And I peeked, took off the other way to the store.
mm.
I got to the store, got the loaf of bread, turned around there outside the store waiting
Oh,
for me.
dang. Jeez.
Now, mind you, these are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
These are my friends chasing me
Oh, wow. Okay.
from my same block that I live on.
Mm-hmm.
Just this turn on me day. You
Oh,
know
wow.
what I mean?
Interesting.
They didn't like something, a new girl on the block. She might have seen me like me. It was something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right. I tucked the bread under my underarm, went out, shake, took right,
Mm.
ran all the way down the block, ran around the corner, got home.
Mm.
Smashed the bread up. Smashed the loaf of bread up a little bit running.
Uh-huh.
Get in the house with the loaf of bread, hand it to my mom, and she says, come on with me. And she takes me outside, finds the one boy that's spearheading it all, and they make me fight him in the street.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Summertime.
Interesting parenting. Okay.
I'm out in the street fighting this boy.
Uh-huh.
This fight went on for almost an hour and some change,
Okay.
back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
By the time we really finished, there was a spectacle. Everybody was lined up outside on their porches watching us fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember giving as good as I got, but I remember going in the house and crying. I had no control over my life. I didn't want to fight. But I remember that day saying, if I'm going to have to fight, I'm going to be the better fighter. And with that, you know, before Rocky ever came on, some kind of Rocky music started in my head.
Okay.
And I was sitting up in my bedroom and doing all kind of stuff. And so I became the bully after that. Years later, maybe a couple years, but I became the bully.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Now, I was a bully for justice.
Okay.
I didn't bully people that I couldn't beat. I mean, that couldn't beat me. I bullied people that thought they could beat me.
They thought they could.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I would love to go deeper.
Yeah.
I'm tired, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Been a long day, and that food just hit me.
Yeah,
So,
he ate them.
yeah.
He ate them. He ate
But-
them last fingers and fries. Them fingers and fries take you out.
Yeah, but you know what though? Like, at the same time, I'm glad that we did this because I never even heard that story before. That's definitely a new one for me from you. And I am very much about the idea of progress over perfection.
Okay.
So yes, we could sit here and I could figure out how to do a 60-minute video and make it all work. But I'm gonna be real. I'm tired. I ain't got the energy. But it was a good story, and I already know we're gonna have more of them.
Hmm.
And I could see this being something where, you know, we just talking how we normally talk,
Yep.
and just saying, hey, let's throw the camera on, just because, you know, I think about, because at one point I was kind of up in the air about like doing like social media or any promotion of videos of me in it, because I'm thinking, oh, I can't puff myself up as a Christian or as a person that, you know, loves God and things of that nature. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, we have the Bible, and the Bible has been, you know, moved and, you know, sold in all different places or whatever. Maybe not sold, but like given to
Hmm.
all different places. And I thought about it, and I said, okay, if they can spread the good news through the Bible, and that can go all the places, like why can't I use social media? Especially if I'm talking about things that are positive, things that are, in my opinion, needed. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Having conversations with people that, you know, might have grown up and had not the best circumstances, but was able to get through those things and still, you know, and still pushing, and still going, and not just, I would say not just surviving, but, you know, striving. You know what I mean? Like that's, I think that's something. That's it. I think it's like striving. I meant to say
Hmm.
thriving. THRI.
Thriving.
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
You know, when basically you're not just good. Like you're doing better than good,
Hmm.
and it has nothing to do with finances or the car you drive or the house you live in. Like I
Absolutely.
feel like for especially knowing you, it's a mindset. I mean, and you know, it's because of, you know, because of him. It's not because of you, but you know, that mindset of being able to be. I think Paul said being content in both in lack and in plenty.
Yes.
So, and I think a lot of people feel like they got to have it all to feel like they're doing something good. So I wrap all that up to say, I wrap all of that up to say, whether I have plenty or I'm in lack, whether we're doing 60 minutes and it's to a viewers of 1 million, or it's, you know, a viewer, it's the 20 minute, it's a viewer of 10,
Hmm.
right? Like, I feel like God has put on my heart this year to be obedient, and I felt led to do something like this.
Hmm.
Here we are. It may not be
Yeah.
perfect, may not be flashy. Who knows? I might even keep that intro in. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Um,
Figure that. Yeah.
but it's content. And honestly, I want to just help people get out of it, because I would call myself a recovering perfectionist,
Okay.
where I always felt like I had to have it just right to do anything at all.
Yeah, that's a good way of stopping you from doing anything.
Yes, it
Because
is.
I will stop myself from doing anything if it
Mhm.
was about perfection. Because I
Mhm.
wouldn't do anything because it's rarely ever perfect.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And where you can't produce that. But what
Mhm.
I do like about this is that you're saying that just like the world starts to promote everything that they're about,
Mhm.
we can promote Jesus.
Yep.
It's contrary to what people want to make us believe.
Mhm.
We're not pushing it on anybody.
Mm.
Nope. We're just
Just
sharing it.
tell people about our own experience.
And that's it. And we are allowed to do that.
Mhm.
So, your content, your whether whether it does hit 1 million or
Mhm.
whether it reaches one.
Mhm.
That's all, what I mean?
Hey, Jesus left the 99 and get to the one.
To get
So,
to the one. Because the
hey.
one is important.
Mhm.
Listen, listen, listen.
No, and I think honestly, I think this world a lot of times forget about the one, that
Yeah.
that person. Almost like what you were saying, that somehow the bullies picked you as the one that they were gonna. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, I had no father to come out and help me, no brothers. And all
Mm,
of them had brothers and fathers and cousins, and I had none of those.
mm,
So when they got angry and wanted to challenge, and
mm-hmm.
and I was more of a guy who wanted to just play with Evil Knievel and Big Jim. Oh, you might not know who
No,
those
yeah, I don't
are.
know that. But
Oh
the
yeah,
name sounds, the Evil
yeah,
Knievel
Evil
does sound evil.
Knievel, yeah, Evil Knievel and Big Jim with the Kung Fu grip.
I've actually
Oh,
heard that
GI
before.
Joe with the Kung Fu grip it was.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, it
okay.
was GI Joe with the Kung Fu
What does even a
grip.
kung fu grip even mean?
Yeah, oh, because it was just the style of doll you got. It was
Okay.
a
I mean,
action
action figures.
figures,
There you go,
action
action
figures.
figures.
But my action figures played with Barbie, so and they used to beat up Ken. Ken used to get the brunt of it. You know what I mean?
Oh my
GI
gosh.
Joe was a bully. You might not have known that,
I
but
mean, some of the movies that he was in. I mean, yeah, I can see it. All right, we
Yeah,
wrapping up,
we're
man.
wrapping up. It was, hey, thank you. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely,
Yep,
Mr. G.
always
I
good.
love you.
Love you much.
All right, till next time.